Yo, what's good, family? So we just closed on a $1.2 million investment property, and this property is gonna help me save over $250,000 in taxes. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you a full walkthrough of this beautiful property, and then I'm gonna give you the step-by-step breakdown on how it's saving me over $250,000 in taxes and how you can run the same play. Let's get it. So guys, we just talked to the neighbors next door, which I was so happy about because, you know, I'm new to real estate, right? This is a $1.2 million investment, and you know, a real estate owner, the realtor will say it's a good buy, but when your neighbor who's the builder says, hey, look, man, you caught a great steal, it just gives you a lot of peace of mind. So without further ado, y'all, let's get into it. So, matter of fact, it's so new, I haven't got the security system figured out yet, so we go act like that didn't happen. This is gonna be my office, and as you all know, I teach this on my channel all the time. If you're a business owner and you have a home office, you are able to write off this entire space. So I'm gonna have my computer set up, my desk set up. So this entire room will be 100% tax deductible, even if I lived here. So one thing that you have to know as business owners is to take advantage of the home office deduction. If you have a spare room like this, you can put your computers, your desk, any of your software in here, and this entire square footage of this room will be tax deductible. So don't forget to take advantage of the home office deduction. This is gonna be my main office where I'm gonna work from. Okay, so we're on level 2 of this, level 2 of this 4-story building. When you think about it, I'll give you the whole breakdown. But this is level 2. As you see, we got the big, expansive living room. If you come over here, we got this big walkway. Now, what I'm gonna do with this, guys, because most of y'all might think I'm gonna move into this apartment. I'm not, and I'll explain that later. You see this whiteboard? I'm gonna explain why I got this property and how it's gonna save you money on taxes. So I'm actually not gonna live here. I'm gonna turn this entire building into our content studio. As y'all know, or as of the recording of this video, we have maybe 32,000 YouTube subs. Our goal is to be at 150,000 YouTube subs next year, and if we're gonna do that, we need an actual content studio. So you see this long hallway? We're probably gonna put a long mahogany table here so that I can work here, our editors can work here, our content experts can work here. So we're gonna have this entire living room area be a long mahogany table where we can work from and produce amazing content that you all will be able to watch. Now, if you follow me to the kitchen, now, the kitchen almost made me move in here, right? If you look at this marble, this is onyx marble delivered directly from Barcelona. Okay, I'm lying. I have no idea where this marble came from, but it is amazing marble countertops. And as you can see, everything in this building is brand new. This is a brand new construction. You see, we got the dispensable sink here with the black on black. I absolutely love this kitchen. It almost made me move into this apartment, but as I mentioned before, this is gonna be our content studio. So we're gonna have a big espresso machine right here, because if y'all know my business partner, George, he's a coffee savant, so he doesn't drink Starbucks, he's too good for that. So we have to get an espresso maker here, fridge for the team, and if you come upstairs, this is where the real magic is gonna happen. So follow me upstairs. If you come up here, this is gonna be content studio number 1. So we're gonna flip this entire room into the Melanin Money content studio. So as you all can see, we got amazing light coming to this room. We'll probably get some couches here, the grass back wall, so we can have the Melanin Money Show logo hanging in the background. We're gonna have a camera set up everywhere. This is gonna be our content studio number 1 in this glorious apartment. Now, if you follow me in here, first of all, look at this door. Look how come on, man. This door is crazy, right? So if you move the vault door and you come into this bathroom, you'll see the beautiful tub here, the sit-in tub, his and hers, with the beautiful shower. Now this shower is crazy. You can get in there. Look at the shower head. How many nozzles do you need in a shower? Absolutely crazy. So back there, you see we got the walk-in closet. No need to go back there. The dual his and her sinks. I love the black faucets here. It's just beautiful. Black faucets, black cabinet to match the marble. And look at that fan. Come on, man. You don't just get that fan everywhere. That's a gorgeous fan, right? Every dollar was cost allocated properly. So as you all know, podcasting is becoming really huge. It's probably one of the fastest growing streams of media out right now. So we know that there are going to be a lot of people in Dallas with a podcast that don't have a podcast studio. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the third bedroom into our secondary podcast studio. So what we're going to do, we're gonna get a couch right there. We're gonna get a basic back wall so that anybody who's in Dallas that has a podcast but don't have a studio, they'll be able to rent this room on an hourly basis to shoot their podcast in. So we'll have our podcast room over there, and then people can pay us to use our building as a podcast studio. One of the greatest lessons I ever learned, my mentor told me, he said, Carter, if you could turn every liability you have into an asset and have it put money into your pocket versus take money out of your pocket, you'll be a very rich man. So this is gonna be a way that this building is gonna put money back in our pocket every single day. Now, let me show you the best part. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Not only does this building have three bedrooms, 3.5 baths, it also has a rooftop, and we're gonna leverage this rooftop for different mastermind events. As you all know, I love to preach, turn your birthdays or your special events or holidays into a business mastermind. If you do this, you'll be able to write off that space as a business expense. And so what we're gonna do with this rooftop, anytime we have clients come over, anytime we have our team, our employees come over, we're gonna be able to host events, parties, masterminds, to take advantage of this beautiful rooftop. This rooftop oversees the city, the beautiful city of Dallas. So we have good square footage up here. We can host parties, we can host events, we can put a bar over here, sit a bartender on a beautiful Dallas night. So we'll be able to turn this into an event. And maybe we have clients come in town and we want to show them a good time. And now we have the space to do it. And if you can see, downtown Dallas is nothing but an 8-minute drive away. So one thing I do know is that if you're gonna get in, it's best to get in early. And we are 8 minutes from downtown, and we are the 8th construction on this block. So a year from now, 2 years from now, this $1.2 million property might be worth $2.5 million in the next few years. And that's just tax-free money in my pocket, because what I can do with that equity is that extra $1.2 million in equity, I don't have to sell the property to get that money. I can do what's called a cash out refinance, get that equity out, and use that $1.2 million in equity tax-free to purchase another property on the block. And this is how we build not just our asset portfolio, but our tax-free asset portfolio. So that's the walkthrough, guys. Now we're gonna go downstairs, we're gonna go to the whiteboard, and I'm gonna break this strategy down on exactly how this property is gonna help me save over $250,000 in taxes. Let's get it. Okay guys, now that we did the full walkthrough of the apartment, let me show you exactly why buying this property is gonna help me save over $250,000 in taxes. So, first things first, real estate is the most tax advantaged asset there is. Point blank, period. I'm a stock person. I love investing in the stock market, but no investment gives you more tax breaks than real estate. And that reason is because of something called depreciation. So depreciation is like the IRS saying, because your property is gonna have wear and tear and could possibly lose value in the future, we're gonna give you a tax deduction right now. So because your asset could lose value in the future due to wear and tear, we're gonna give you a tax deduction right now. The crazy thing about real estate is your property can actually appreciate in value and while simultaneously giving you a depreciation deduction. So you could actually make more money while simultaneously paying less taxes. It's crazy. So let's do some math, guys. So I bought this property for $1.2 million. The IRS says you can depreciate this property over 27 and a half years. So if we do 1.2 million divided by 27.5, we get $43,000 a year in depreciation deduction. That's the good news. But there are some red flags here. Don't judge my flags, guys. There's some red flags here. Now, what are the red flags? Red flag number one is that the IRS says if you are not if you don't have real estate professional status, meaning you spend 750 hours minimum in real estate, more than any other profession, if you don't have real estate professional status, you cannot take all $43,000 in tax deductions. Matter of fact, if you only invest passively, meaning you don't manage a property at all, you can only take this deduction against passive income. Best case scenario, you'll be able to take $25,000 of this $43,000 per year against ordinary income. Now, so red flag number one is that you can't, if you're not a real estate professional status, you can't take all $43,000. The best you're gonna get is $25K. But if you make over $100K, you start to get phased out. So now, what can we do about this? Well, we have two choices to overcome this real estate professional status rule. Our choice number one is we could take advantage of something that's called the short-term rental loophole. So the short-term rental loophole is a loophole that my friend Carlton Dennis talks about religiously. And basically, if instead of having a long-term tenant here, if you have a short-term tenant and you meet certain qualifications, you don't have to abide by this real estate professional status rule. The second way you can get around this is my personal favorite strategy, and it's called the self-rental strategy. Okay? The self-rental strategy. Now, what does the self-rental strategy mean? Well, the self-rental strategy means that if I own a property and if I own a business, right, I can rent this property to my business for services. And then my business will need to pay a rent expense to me, the owner. So I can take this property that I just bought, this property here, I can rent it to my business, for example, a content studio. So my business can pay $4,000 a month to rent out this content studio to shoot content, to do our marketing, to run our ads. Now, so what's gonna happen is my business is gonna get a $4,000 per month tax deduction for rent expense, and I, the owner of the property, is gonna receive $4,000 a month in rental income. My business gets a tax deduction, I have to recognize the income. So some people are saying, well, Carter, why would you go through all this if the taxes come out the same? Well, now that I'm renting this property to myself, I get to go around the real estate professional rules. So what that means is I am no longer capped at this $25K depreciation. I can actually take my whole $43,636 tax deduction. But what if I told you it gets even better? Now, I can do what's called a cost segregation study, and that's just a fancy word for accelerating our depreciation. Because if you think about it, 43,000 is only about 3.5% of 1.2 million. But with the good cost segregation study, I can write off 35% of this purchase price. So if we do 35%, let's do 1.2 million times 35%, that equals $360,000 And I can take this $360,000 tax deduction in the year that I purchased it. So now instead of getting a $43,000 tax deduction for purchasing this property, I get a $360,000 tax deduction. Now, due to bonus depreciation, we can only take 80% of this $360,000, which gives us, drum roll please. I actually need a drum roll because I didn't do this math prior to this video. So if we do 360,000 times 0.8, that means in 2023, by purchasing this property, taking advantage of the self-rental strategy and renting this building back to my business, I am going to get a $288,000 tax deduction in 2023, which in my tax bracket is gonna save me well over $100,000. And this is why understanding the tax code is so important. You can actually invest your money in assets and save on taxes at the same time. So in closing, I need you to know one thing, and if you're gonna take one thing away from this video, take this. When it comes to real estate, the more you invest, the less you pay the IRS.